Look at this, man. Straight gorgeous, man. Crazy. Beautiful place, man. Man. Cape Coast Castle, man. A lot of history. Man, it's crazy. It's really like an honor to really be in, you know what I'm saying? To step in this castle.
Stand here and let me take your shots.
Watch your head. Yeah, I said watch your head though. Okay.
Please, we just came.
Yeah, you are welcome. I'm just looking at this. Next time, have a look.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Cape Coast Castle.
Watch your head.
Man, there's a lot of history in this, man. A lot of history. Looking forward for more tour, man. Crazy.
All right, so now
Crazy.
come out. Now this is actually a condemned cell. This cell was designed for some of the slaves, especially men, that they kept in the dungeons. And because they were suffering, they were fighting British people. They wanted to free themselves. Those doing that, they brought them here. The cell has 3 doors at that time. This is the original one. 2 doors were in the middle. We have removed the 2 inside. So they bring those Africans here. They will lock the 3 doors. They will not give them food, no water, no light, then they kill them. So this is actually a condemned cell. That's time. But today we survive the condemnation. This door is original from the British people. This original. It might not be the first, but it's from the British. There's a piece of writing here. You can see 2 years ago was year of return. I believe many of you have heard about it. So many African Americans came around. But in 22nd August 2019, 200 Africans came here as a group. The organizers of the group were Danny Glover and Maurice Goodwin. So after taking them on a tour like this, they decided to put in their names to show that they were here during the year. You can see most of them are some celebrities in America. Now let's move on this way. You're welcome, lady. Thank you. Now let's talk about these graves. We have 1 grave separated from 3. And this is for, these 3 are for Europeans. This one is for an African. Let's talk about this one first. This was somebody by name Captain George McLean. This is C.B. Whitehead and Letitia. Now, C.B. Whitehead was a soldier. He died 1812, age 38. Up to now, we don't know exactly what killed that gentleman. This was somebody called Captain George McLean. Names like McLean, McDonald's, McCarthy, they are Scottish names. Now this, McLean came in 1830 as a governor. And then the judicial assessor, those of you who are with me in the middle dungeon, I'll show you a tunnel that I said was blocked. Do you remember? It was McLean came to block the tunnel. Before McLean came, he blocked that. The same McLean started a court up there called McLean's Hall. We'll go there very soon because slave trade lasted in Africa for 400 years. After that, British colonized Ghana for 113 years. So colonial time, the capital of Ghana was in Cape Coast. They moved to Accra later in the year 1877. That was a court. The same McLean was the architect of the bond of 1844. He stayed in a building 17 years. Malaria killed him. He died 1846, malaria. This is the wife of McLean, called Letitia Elizabeth Landon. She was the only white woman who came around during the entire period of the trade. At 2 months, she died. When McLean was coming, McLean did not come with the wife Letitia. So about 6 years, McLean wasn't going to England again for a visit. So the wife came from England to visit the husband, and she died after 2 months. There were a lot of rumors at the time. One school of thought said malaria killed Letitia within 2 months of arrival. The other one said because McLean stayed longer, McLean wasn't going to England again. McLean has gone in for an African woman by name Miss Bannerman from Accra, Osu. So when Letitia came to hear of that story, out of jealousy, she took some poison and died. And the last one also said that the woman that McLean was going out with, so that woman was a beautiful, fantastic, and complete Ghanaian woman by all standards. And that woman wanted to have McLean forever as a husband. So when Letitia came, the Ghanaian woman posed as a servant, then poisoned Letitia so that she could get McLean to marry. So these are the theories surrounding the death of this lady. So till today, I don't know exactly what killed Letitia. But Letitia died. She died 10 years before the husband died, age 36. So what do you think killed Letitia? Let's come away. And this is for an African. So Europeans out there, an African here. So you can see that even the dead were separated. This was somebody by name Philip Kweku. The name is Kweku, and the Kweku was corrupted into Kwaku. So you can see the writing. Instead of Kweku, they say Q. They say Kwaku. This man, his father, worked with the British. So he was taken to England. There were three: Philip, Thomas, and William. When they got to England, the two died. He survived. British trained him as a school teacher. They made him a pastor in the Anglican ministry at age 24. He was the first African to be ordained as a priest. He came back to the country, then Gold Coast as a pastor and a teacher preaching. This is a church, preaching this church. And that said that some blacks were down south for months. He taught some Euro-African children. He worked for the British for the whole of his life.
Man, it's really a blessing to be here, man. To be able to, you know what I'm saying, see where our ancestors were kept, you know what I'm saying, shipped, moved, all that stuff, man. So it's dope.
Now this and this were holding dungeons for women. We started from the male dungeons. 1,000 men were there at the time. And women were here 300. So all the time there were 1,300 slaves at a particular time. But you people might be wondering, why do they take women as slaves? Because let me give you a small background as to why this trade started. It started long ago in the 1500s, when in the history of the whole world there was this man called Christopher Columbus. He said he discovered the Americas. So when he said so, the Spanish moved from Europe to these places and they established their plantations where they needed labor to work. So they tried to use the local people called the Native Americans and the Red Indians to work for them. And according to the same Europeans, they said those people were not strong and they were dying from diseases. So there was a Catholic bishop. His name was Bartolomeo de las Casas. He suggested to the Spanish to look for alternative source of labor to replace the Native Americans. So blacks were taken here to go and work. So we talk of hard labor, weeding and harvesting sugarcane, cotton, tobacco, and working on the plantation farms, in the mining sectors. It would have been men like us, but women like this were taken. And women were taken to go and give birth, to go and breed so that they get more people. So 300 women, when it got to the new world at the time, they were made to multiply. They gave birth, they had more people. They used them to work. They didn't pay anything. And here they were treated like the men. They go to toilets in the dungeons. They will urinate. At the end of every month, women pass their menstruation and strategies. And we have to understand clearly that because Europeans needed Africans to go and work for them, they managed to create a system on the land of Africa that was very difficult for the Africans to resist them. And up to today, 21st century, to me, that system hasn't really changed much. The system is still working in a modernized way. One, Europeans captured some of the people physically using guns. Two, Europeans worked with some Africans to capture other Africans. Some Africans called slave raiders, like armed robbers of now. Europeans supplied them guns, they gave them mirrors, whiskey, sardines, tobacco, and other things. And because their system of trading was better, these people, after accepting European goods, they were organizing themselves into groups like this. They go to villages, they go and raid, capture people, bring them to the Europeans in exchange for the goods that they gave them. And the last one that brought more than 70% of the enslaved Africans was ethnic conflict. And we have to understand from today that before Europeans came to Africa in 1471, and it was this who came first, 1471. Before they came, there was nothing like Ghana or Nigeria or Togo, that kind of thing. We had kingdoms.